Asylum Inc. presents Survival Instincts. Phantom Town claims another. The leather-bound journal arrived at our precinct 3 weeks ago, wrapped in a plastic evidence bag that reeked of motor oil and something else. Something organic and wrong. No return address, no postmark that our mail clerk could identify. Just Detective Sarah Halloway's name, scratched in black ink across brown paper that felt too warm to the touch. Inside, 47 pages of increasingly erratic handwriting documented the final days of Mark Huang, a 34-year-old drifter whose disappearance we'd been tracking since August. What follows is an exact transcription of his account, though I warn readers that certain passages may disturb those of sensitive disposition. Day 1. Got a ride from a trucker named Bill outside Indianapolis. Decent guy. Kept me fed and talked about his daughter's wedding in Lexington. We're making good time down I-65 when he pulls over sudden-like near mile marker 87. "This is your stop," he says. Won't look at me. There's an exit here I swear wasn't on any map I've seen. Sign reads Millhaven, Pop 847. Bill's already throwing my pack out before I can ask questions. "Some places you gotta walk into yourself," he mutters, and guns it back onto the interstate like his truck's on fire. The road down from the exit is cracked asphalt that seems to shift when I'm not looking direct at it. Trees press close on both sides. Not natural close, but hungry close. Their branches scrape overhead like fingernails on coffin wood. It's maybe 2 miles to town, but my watch stops working after the first quarter mile. The hands just freeze at 3:47. Millhaven sits in a valley that shouldn't exist in Indiana. The buildings look right from a distance. Typical small-town Main Street, white church steeple, water tower. But as I get closer, the details start crawling under my skin. The paint on every storefront is exactly the same shade of faded blue-gray. Every window has identical white curtains. Even the rust stains on the stop signs match perfectly, like someone traced them with a template. Day 2. Spent the night at the Millhaven Inn. The desk clerk smiled too wide, and her teeth went back too far in her mouth. She didn't ask for ID or payment, just handed me a key to room 12 and said, "Welcome home, Mark." I never told her my name. The room smells like the last person who stayed here. Cigarettes and fear sweat, and something metallic. The bedsheets are clean, but they feel used, like they remember other bodies. The townspeople move wrong. They walk in perfect straight lines, make exact 90-degree turns at corners. When they pass each other on the sidewalk, they nod in unison. I watched from my window as the mailman delivered letters to every house at precisely the same moment, 2:30 p.m., and every resident opened their door simultaneously to receive them. The synchronization made my stomach lurch. Day? My watch still reads 3:47. The sun doesn't seem to move across the sky, just maintains that late afternoon slant that makes everything look like an old photograph. I tried to leave this morning, walked back up the exit road, but it just curves around and deposits me back at the town limits. The trees have grown closer together. Their bark looks like stretched skin. I'm starting to remember things that didn't happen. A red bicycle I never owned. A dog named Chester that used to sleep at the foot of my bed. The smell of my mother's apple pie cooling on a windowsill, though my mother died when I was 3 and never baked a damn thing in her life. These memories feel more real than my actual past, which is getting harder to hold on to. What was my last name again? Chen. That doesn't sound right. Day. Went to the diner for breakfast. The waitress called me honey and poured coffee into a mug with my name on it. Not Mark, something else. Something that starts with a J. The coffee tasted like copper pennies and made my teeth ache. She served me eggs over easy without me ordering, said, "Just how you like them, Jay?" The yolk was too red. When I cut into it, it bled across the plate in patterns that looked almost like letters. The other customers weren't eating, just moving their forks from plate to mouth in mechanical repetition. Their food never diminished. A businessman in a grey suit had been reading the same page of newspaper for an hour. The headline keeps changing when I'm not looking directly at it. Newcomer adjusting well to life in Millhaven. Then, local resident celebrates 10 years in town. Then, Jayson Huang finds his place at last. Jayson, that's my name. How could I forget? Day. I have a job now. Don't remember applying for one, but Mr. Henderson from the hardware store says I've been working there for years. Ever since you moved here from... where was it again, Jay? Chicago? I think he's right. I have these clear memories of stocking shelves, helping Mrs. Patterson pick out the right screws for her fence repair, counting the register every night. My hands know where everything goes. The work feels comfortable, familiar. Found an apartment above the store. Henderson says I've been renting it for months. The furniture looks like stuff I would choose. Worn leather chair, stack of paperback westerns, photograph of a woman I almost recognize on the nightstand. She has kind eyes, and she's wearing a yellow dress. My wife? Sister? The face is getting clearer every day. I tried to call someone today, but I couldn't remember any phone numbers. Couldn't remember anyone who might be missing me. Do I have family somewhere? The thought feels important, but distant, like trying to remember a dream after you're fully awake. Day. Sarah came by the store today. Beautiful Sarah, with her yellow dress and kind eyes, just like in the photograph. She reminded me that we have dinner plans Friday at the church social. "You're so forgetful lately, Jay," she laughed, and her laugh was like silver bells. "Good thing I'm here to keep track of things for both of us." She kissed my cheek, and her lips were cold as river stones. I love her. I've always loved her. We met at the church social 3 years ago, when I first moved to Millhaven from Chicago. I was running from something. Debts, maybe, or a bad breakup. But Sarah made me want to stay. Made me want to build something real. Next month, we're going to announce our engagement to the whole town. Day. Something's wrong with my handwriting. The letters keep changing when I'm not watching. Earlier, I wrote about being afraid, about wanting to leave, but that doesn't make sense. Why would I want to leave? This is home. This has always been home. Millhaven is in my blood, in my bones. The town needs me. There's a balance here, a rhythm, and I'm part of it now. Found this old journal in my closet. Must have been writing in it when I first arrived, back when I was still adjusting to small-town life. Some of the entries are pretty paranoid, talking about wanting to escape, not remembering my name. New place jitters, I guess. Everyone gets them. Day. The new drifter arrived this afternoon. Scruffy kid, maybe 25, with haunted eyes and a backpack held together with duct tape. Bill dropped him off at the exit, just like always. I watched from the store window as he walked down Main Street, looking around with that same confused expression we all had once. The expression of someone who doesn't understand yet. Henderson sent me over to the inn with some supplies. The kid was standing in the lobby, arguing with Martha about the room key. "I don't have any money," he kept saying. "I just need directions back to the Interstate." Martha just smiled her beautiful smile and handed him the key to room 12. "Welcome home, Danny," she said. Poor kid. He'll adjust. They always do. Investigator's notes. The journal ends there. Handwriting analysis confirms the early entries belong to Mark Huang, but the later passages show significant deterioration in letter formation and word choice. Of particular concern is the gradual shift from Huang's documented left-handed writing to right-handed script by the journal's conclusion. I've spent 3 weeks trying to locate Millhaven on official maps. Interstate 65 has no exit at mile marker 87. No census records exist for any town by that name in Indiana. Yet, truckers continue to report the phantom exit on CB channels and online forums. Always the same story. They feel compelled to stop, always for a hitchhiker who needs to get off here. State records show Mark Huang disappeared August 15th. The journal arrived October 13th. If the dates are accurate, Chen spent nearly 2 months in a place that doesn't exist, gradually forgetting who he was. 3 more drifters have gone missing along that stretch of I-65 since we received the journal. Their names were Daniel Reeves, Patricia Kim, and James Morrison. The most disturbing detail? I've driven that route twice now, looking for any sign of this phantom exit. On my second trip, I could have sworn I saw it, just for a moment in my peripheral vision. An off-ramp that shouldn't be there, leading into trees that pressed too close to the road. I didn't stop, but the next time I drive that way, I'm not sure I'll have a choice. The Highway Patrol has been instructed to avoid mile marker 87 on I-65 until further notice. Any officer reporting visual contact with an uncharted exit is to be immediately relieved of duty and submitted for psychological evaluation. Some roads are meant to stay lost. Detective Sarah Halloway, Indiana State Police. Editor's note: Detective Halloway has been on extended medical leave since November 3rd. Her current whereabouts are unknown. This report was found on her desk, along with a highway map of Indiana. Mile marker 87 on I-65 has been circled in red ink.
If you found yourself stirred, unsettled, or just a bit more wary of shadows, consider offering a like to feed the entity that powers these tales. And should you subscribe, you may yet survive to hear the next whisper from the void.